It feels like every single day there's some new AI breakthrough that could completely change everything. We've got tools that can build an app from just an idea, and at the same time, deepfakes that are making it impossible to tell what's real. We are absolutely at a crossroads. So today, we're going to dive into that tension, the incredible promise versus the very real peril of AI.
So that really is the big question, isn't it? AI is building our future, for sure, but what kind of future is it actually going to be? The answer? Well, it's being written as we speak, in code, in courtrooms, and in the choices we're all making. Let's take a look at the key developments shaping it all.
All right, let's start with the promise, because honestly, it is revolutionary. We're seeing this massive shift where the power of AI isn't just for some elite group of coders anymore. No, it's being put directly into the hands of, well, everyone.
I mean, just think about this for a second. Imagine building a complex, powerful app, not by writing thousands of lines of code, but just by describing what you want in plain English. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's happening now, and it's completely tearing down the barriers to creation.
A great example of this is a concept from Google called vibe coding. You literally just describe the vibe of the app you want to build. The AI then basically acts as your personal software engineer, figuring out all the technical stuff, connecting the dots, and bringing your idea to life.
The whole process is just so simple. You say what you want, the AI figures out how to do it, and poof, your app gets built. Now, this democratization of technology is a huge, huge step forward. But, as you can probably guess, it also raises some really important questions.
Which brings us to the other side of the coin. As this incredible power spreads to more and more people, society and governments are, well, they're starting to react. They're pushing for new rules to try and manage the risks and keep everyone safe.
And this really becomes the most critical question, right? If literally anyone can create these incredibly powerful AI tools, then who's responsible for the guardrails? Who gets to decide what's okay and what's not?
And we're already starting to see answers pop up all over the world. Take Australia. The government there is siding with creators, basically saying AI companies can't just scrape up copyrighted work to train their models without permission. Meanwhile, in India, the focus is on truth and authenticity. They're pushing for clear labels so you know for sure when a piece of content is AI generated. These new legal frameworks are basically in a mad dash to catch up with the tech.
And you gotta understand, this isn't just happening in the abstract world of laws and code. There is a massive economic engine firing up behind all of this, and it's completely reshaping the tech industry's physical infrastructure.
What's really fascinating is this huge economic pivot that's happening. You know all those massive, power-hungry data centers that were built for crypto mining? Well, now they're being flipped and repurposed for AI, which demands just a colossal amount of computing power. As crypto became less profitable, the demand for AI training just went through the roof. It's a really clear signal of where the money and resources are flowing now.
So when you combine all this power, this accessibility, and this incredible economic momentum, the potential for harm becomes much, much more real. And now we have to confront that peril head-on, because it is no longer a theoretical problem. It's here.
A real photo, a harmful fake, that's all it takes. With just a few clicks, someone's actual image can be twisted and manipulated into something non-consensual, something deeply, deeply damaging.
And this has already become a legal battleground. In New Jersey, a teenager is suing the creator of one of these AI tools that allegedly created fake nude images from her photo. A case like this, it just brings it all home. It highlights the real-world harm of these tools and forces the issues of privacy and consent right to the forefront.
And the problem is actually even bigger than these direct personal attacks. Some of the most advanced AI tools out there are challenging our collective ability to tell what's real from what's fake, and that has massive implications for trust in our society.
You've probably seen examples from generative video tools like OpenAI's Sora. They can create what some people have called fantastical and bizarre scenarios. Videos that look completely real, but are of events that never, ever happened. So when you can no longer trust what you see, what does that do to us?
Okay, so let's put all of this together. When you step back, you can really see four major trends taking shape. And these are basically the key battlegrounds that are going to define what kind of future AI ends up building for all of us.
First, the race to regulate is officially on. Governments everywhere are scrambling to set the boundaries. The big challenge is going to be creating rules that actually work without killing innovation, and that can work across different countries.
Second, accessibility is just exploding. As tools like vibe coding become more common, the pace of innovation is going to get even faster. But that also means the tension between empowering good creators and accidentally enabling bad actors is going to get way more intense.
Third, the ethical stakes are just getting higher and higher. These landmark lawsuits are really just the beginning. The public conversation that we're having right now about privacy, consent, and transparency, that is going to be the thing that shapes whether we trust or distrust these technologies.
And finally, as always, you have to follow the money. That pivot from crypto to AI shows this huge reallocation of capital and infrastructure. Sure, it guarantees super fast development, but it also risks concentrating an immense amount of power in the hands of the very few companies that can actually afford to play in this new digital gold rush.
Which brings us right back to that central tension we started with. The power and the accessibility of AI are growing exponentially. So the question we're all left with is this: are we building the safeguards fast enough to keep up? That's the challenge that's in front of all of us.